Tony Khan announced on AEW Dynamite yesterday that he vacated both the AEW World and Trios titles. Now, when Tony Khan popped up on the screen, the crowd booed, which I just laughed at. As soon as Tony Khan announced that I have vacated the AEW World Championship, crowd popped, because we all know, screw CM Punk. So, but CM Punk was not the only one who got his punishment. Both Kenny Omega and the Bucks were also stripped of their trios titles. Now, later on, Tony Khan said that we would crown new trios champions later on that night. And we did, as the match between the Best Friends versus Death Triangle was then turned into a match for the vacant trios titles, which Death Triangle won. So Death Triangle are now your current trios champions. This is not an interim thing. They are now like the full linear trios champions. And then for the case of the AEW championship, we had the Grand Slam Tournament of Champions. So at AEW's Grand Slam event, we will have the finals of this tournament to crown a new world champion. So we have the tournament bracket here, which was on Dynamite last night. We had Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Page. Of course, the reason why all these people are in this tournament is because they were champions. Chris Jericho is a 7-time world champion. Hangman and Page is a 1-time AEW champion and tag team champion. Bryan Danielson is a 6-time world champion. Sammy Guevara has the most TNT championships with 3. Darby Allin is the longest reigning TNT champion, and Jon Moxley, he's a 3-time world champion himself. Also, he was the former AEW world champion. So we saw that on Dynamite last night, Bryan Danielson defeated Hangman Page to now advance, and he will be facing Chris Jericho next week. And on Rampage on Friday, we will find out who will advance between Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin. The winner of that will face Jon Moxley next week as well. These 2 matches happen next week. And then on Grand Slam, the winners will face each other to crown a new AEW champion, who that person will then have MJF waiting in the wings later on. This is a very interesting tournament. I'm not against it. I always love me a good tournament. And it's nice that Tony Khan gave consequences for their actions, for all of the parties involved. Everyone was suspended and stripped of their belts, and good. This is a good thing. I thought that what was going to happen was it was going to be Tony Khan vacates the AEW championship, and then at Grand Slam, it would be announced it'd be MJF, because he won the Casino ladder match. MJF versus Jon Moxley, who was the former champion, in a match to crown the new champion. But this is fine as well. I am fine with this match as well. It was also been reported that CM Punk, we knew he had an injury, and that injury will now take him out of action for 8 months. So we won't be CM Punk for 8 months, along with his suspension. We don't know how long the suspension lasts. I think this is a great thing. Not the fact that Punk's injured, but the fact that we won't be seeing him till like early summer next year. I think we could all do with a break from CM Punk.